the NiP roster. So we'll see if they can actually pull this off, because they did win the knife round on NiP, and they chose to stay T side on Dust2. Favorite side, but still, they want to take the fight to NaVi. They're not going to waste any time.
Edward, oh, what a headshot. The second one follow-up. Edward absolutely knocking Get Right and Freiburg out of the round. Seized was already aggressive in the middle. This is such a powerful round coming out of NaVi. They're just telling NiP right now, do not even think about it. They've got the bomb control on long. Pit being the only one left, trying to go to see if he can take anything with him. Not gonna happen. It's Edward, the pistol master, coming up with a quad kill in the pistol. And that was just, there's no coming back from that. Those first two shots was all they needed.
Yeah, that's brutal to start, because this is all about NiP just overwhelming the man holding it long. But that second kill, just like the afterthought before he gets around the corner back into CT. And then Seized, the thing is that Seized could have tried to play it safe. Once Edward gets the info, he's like, okay, I can hang back. But Seized is also thinking, you know what, I'm actually gonna just go and smash NiP right off the bat. I wanna get into this fight too. I'm not gonna waste any time. And so NaVi showing that they don't have any fear. The crowd, I mean, it was a huge NiP chant to get things started. That clearly has not phased the favorites in this finals.
We often talk about this when you're playing on foreign ground, you know, silencing the crowd being a big part of it, and that's a fantastic way to start, isn't it? And this time, pretty well looked like that boost was actually about to sort of boost into a couple of people coming out of underpass, but they did just fine NaVi. They've taken a tiny bit of damage. When NiP, they do have it invested into this round, as we can expect. If they put down the bomb in the first round, then obviously they'll save this round and go for the AK buy in the third round. Most people have been watching, even just for this one tournament, will already know that. But yeah, otherwise now they kind of have to wait for the fourth round. You gotta wonder what that's gonna bring here, because Guardian's actually already bought the M4A1, right? He's not saving, he's not got SMG to try and get the early AWP.
Unless they can get a bomb plant out of this NiP somehow, it's going to be really tough for them to actually get that AWP to start things off, because right, as far as NaVi are concerned, they're making the long investment right now. I mean, Seized, they will save the FAMAS at the very end as well, so no extra money spent here for NaVi. That gets handed back over to Seized, but they're shaping up to have everything they could possibly want here, NaVi. They have all the rifles, and Zeus, he can skimp in this round and just stick on the Tech 9, because he knows that NiP are going to be in a hard eco with just Glocks on the other side, because NiP are going to be saving every dollar that they have for this buy round that's going to be coming up in the next one.
And then he can buy the Orb Dropper for Guardian and get his M4, assuming they all live. So, I mean, there's definitely a plan going into this for the NaVi team. But again, they've been very aggressive. They're really denying NiP this mid control, which is good. I mean, that's going to waste some time of their clock. They're running into Seized down here, who seems to have shown up, and it's going to be a fantastic triple kill for him. Taking some damage with Edward, but NaVi doing very well. And you know what's amazing? And this has never happened, I think, in Sweden. You're actually hearing people in the crowd cheering for NaVi as well, so that's a really good job. The guys definitely should be doing that.
Yeah, there's somebody right here. Yeah, the three right here next to us, they're hooting every time.
Just the three people. No, but that's definitely amazing.
There we go.
And there's the counter chant coming out. All right.
They need it, boys. They need it. Because NiP now, it is the buy round, the fourth round for them. Guardian has his AWP, and NaVi delayed take on long just in case NiP wanted to go for any kind of aggression there, but instead NiP once again focused on the basics. They leave a man lurking outside of long, that's Get Right, his usual spot, and then they start collapsing into mid. So this is just a straight default play here from NiP. Everything going according to plan for them as far as they're concerned to begin with. I was curious if Guardian was going to try and hang around, but it seems like he wants to fall back in case NiP wants to pressure catwalk anytime soon.
Yeah, he heard them jumping up. That's one of the advantages of playing mid on Dust2 on the CT side, is you could hear what the terrorists are doing up on catwalk. So he definitely heard a lot of people running there. Just wants to get in here and help Zeus. NiP, are they going to actually run through? Are they going to jump down into CT spawn? That's the big question right now. Counter grenades are coming up. A good smoke there to try and block off Guardian's position, but it goes a bit too far. He can still play around that right now. They are jumping down. They're actually running up. Guardian down in the pit. He's a little bit out of position right now, but Zeus holding his own ground there. Going to be taking down Freiburg. More are coming for him, and Exist will get the refrag. Still another kill comes through. Pyte, long range, picking up the shot on Guardian, and that's the big kill.
That's the big play right there. The fact that they take out Guardian before he can have an impact. Zeus got one kill. He did his job. Guardian having no impact at all. That's not what you expect from him. One of the world-class offers, and then the defense holds for NiP. This is just textbook stuff coming out from both of these teams. In fact, right now, we can try and break it down after this, because Edward right now, it looks like, yeah, he just wants to back off and hold on to the AWP, which is the correct play to make.
Yeah.
But Guardian, when he gets flashed on catwalk, NiP, they go for their catwalk execute. Guardian, he gets flashed, he instantly falls back, because at that point, it's all about NaVi holding on to long to make sure that there can't be a split coming in from NiP. They give up catwalk, they say the guys will rotate through CT from B, we just need to maintain long, so we have two angles to attack the site with, to retake it with. So the fact that they take out Guardian without him having anything, any kind of impact, that was huge for NiP. That was the turning point.
Yeah, a bit. I mean, a bit of a strange situation, because that also obviously meant that Zeus was going to be alone up there, and I'm not so sure about that. I feel like maybe Guardian either needed to stay or he needed to be quicker getting back onto long so he could actually take that angle.
Look at that. Seized, man, he's not wasting any time at all. You guys will see in a moment. There it is. The AWP picked up on him. So interesting. NaVi, they don't waste any time. They go straight for the double op, a very expensive kind of strategy to have, but Seized is confident with the AWP. We've seen him light people up over the past few months. He's really hit a solid level with the sniper rifle.
They do have Zeus once again running for long. That shot actually did hit Get Right on the other side. That's Guardian. It's being lethal wherever he goes, it seems. We'll see. Zeus, actually, they've got a bit of a setup here. Edward going to peek up afterwards, but he gets down by Pyth. That's a big opening. Edward already gone. Oh, what? One click from Freiburg. Just walking up the stairwell. There's a good refrag from Seized. That's important for NaVi, especially because they make this investment into the double ops. They can't afford to lose players now. Guardian should have put up that smoke a little bit sooner, takes a little bit of damage. Now they should know he's on the side, otherwise there's no way for that smoke to be there so quick, and they're going to take him down. Freiburg with a follow-up opening, Flamey with a get shot. Oh, he goes for a second. One bullet would have killed Pyth, but it's not going to happen. And NaVi being overrun a bit here by NiP. This is a bit intriguing.
Freiburg waking up in this round. He was on 0 kills up until this one, but the two key frags to make it all happen for NiP, the opening headshot onto Zeus, and yeah, the whole crowd goes crazy, of course, because this is a big round for NiP to win. After NaVi invested so much money into this round, they're going to be on a weird quasi-buy in the next one. They're just going to be stuck on pistols. If Seized can hold on to this AWP, he should be able to, because NiP, they don't actually have that much money to work with either, so they shouldn't be aggressively hunting him. They should just hang on to the guns, make sure that they keep their economy going steady, and then just worry about Guardian with the AWP in the next round. But, boom, there it is. Was waiting for it. You can feel the heat, man, even up here.
It is really, really impressive, isn't it? Gives you just the right feel. Now, look at this. I mean, we've got NiP winning 2 rounds in a row, and Forrester Get Right, they have almost, Forrester's 1 kill, Get Right has 0. So they're not even really in the game yet. So now we need to take a, sort of a deep breath here. It's Seized and Edward doing a lot of work on NaVi right now. Guardian, Flamey, they haven't really been put into play either. So it's too soon to tell, I think, right now. Like, this is just the warm-up phase, but pushing middle, Edward with the pistol there, gonna be going down. They need to keep this AWP alive on Seized, assuming they can't just win the round based off of it. But it's also weird that Guardian doesn't have the AWP. Why don't they give it to him?
There we go. That's Get Right getting 2 kills. He's now on the board. But you're right. I guess because Seized has the Kevlar, they just want to try and play off of that. Interesting decision. Flamey pushing in upper dark. He will get caught. Get Right lurking. Picks up his 3rd kill of this round. And in the meantime, NiP, they're going to be walking right into this AWP, but the perfect flash, and Seized is not going to have much of an impact. He tries to go for the jump shot, but Forrest slaps him down, and it's going to be on Zeus. 1v5, and he's just hoping to find Get Right at this point because he knows that the Lurk Master himself, he's somewhere around here in the middle. But
I mean, it's true that Seized had the armor, but it wouldn't even be a question. If someone asked that on my team, I'd just be like, shh, Guardian has the AWP. Just no more questions. Because we've seen it time and again, him just with 1 AWP in a round like this, and that's all that it takes. That makes me worried that that there's a reason that they're sort of, trying to maybe go a little bit light on him early on. That worries me just a tiny bit. Zeus is on a bit of an adventure here. He's taking a long trek round.
I mean, we do have to point that out to anybody just tuning in who hasn't been following current events. Guardian, his wrist, his mouse hand has been injured. He had an inflamed bone or something in his wrist, but apparently he's been cleared by the doctors. He's been cleared by the doctors to attend the event, but it is, some strain. He's putting some strain on himself. And when you play with the AWP, it's so demanding. The flicks, you have to be so quick. It's a very quick action with your wrist. And so, if he aggravates that, yeah, that could definitely tell in his play. It's what we saw at the major finals. Guardian just wasn't able to, bring that level that we're used to seeing from him.
Well, they will pick up one now on him anyway. We've yet to see him be introduced into the game here in the first half. But that's NiP tying up the scoreline at 3-3. A very good news for the Swedish team. Seized in the middle, doing his job very well right now, and taking down a pit, not even taking that much damage in return. Exists with a bit of a dangerous spray coming through again. If you're not firing with the M4A1, you can see the traces through the smoke, and it's so easy for someone on the other hand, or on the other side, sorry, to just return that fire. It's going to be 4 versus 5 here. Still plenty of time left. And now they don't have to take any chances right now. They can just play this exactly like they are.
They are even just kind of focusing, because in case that B-split does come through, they have a bit of a crossfire established here. Zeus up on the box. Oh, he misses the jump. Should be able to get back up there, yeah. So he will be able to see over that smoke as they come charging up. So it's a perfect crossfire between him and C's. They should be able to do massive damage to NiP as they come through. And Zeus getting a little bit too excited there. Drops off the box, and it seems like GetRight heard that. He tries to get the punish, but GetRight, full flash, not going to be able to get the follow-up. Instead, it is Freiburg finding Seized, and now it's all on the lone man on the site in Freiburg. He picks up both entry kills onto the B site. In both big rounds here for NiP, Freiburg has had a huge impact. 2 entry kills in both of them.
He's been playing so well this tournament. That makes all the difference in the world. This is like the NiP of old. As soon as Freiburg is working with the entries, then everything just becomes so much easier. And NaVi, they have to run. And we should say this is a map feature. This is a feature of sort of the map architecture. You could definitely try and do a retake on the A-bomb side if you're in a 2-on-3. But if you're in a 2-on-3 like this on the B-bomb side, it's very hard. Even if you have equal numbers and you're retaining 3v3 on B, it is really difficult to get in. And you can also tell they have no grenades of any kind, so they wouldn't even be able to smoke or flash their way in. That's why they decided to run, even if they have the health here. So if you're covering, that's how it works out.
Yeah, it is really loud. That is, I mean, and it's still fairly early on in the half as well, right? So NaVi, they're not feeling like their backs are quite against the wall just yet. They still have some room to maneuver. And so we'll see where they decide to post up with these saved guns. Although, as I say that, it's looking like a force buy out of NaVi. Flamey, he didn't hesitate. He went straight for the FAMAS. So does Seized. Bit of a gamble coming out here from NaVi to try and slow things down for NiP. They don't want NiP to just start getting out of control. But, I mean, come on. NiP, they have mad money right now. They're just fully rich. So it's all on them getting the kills. And Edward, he does enough damage for Pyth to go up in flames and exist, hoping to get lucky through the spray. He's not going to get it. Zeus survives. And, well, things are just going to calm down now. No reason to push into Upper Dark now for Guardian, but you're not going to tell Guardian not to peek. Freiburg probably not expecting that aggression.
No, definitely not. And because Exist and Forest are both very low on health, this is going to be a tough round for NiP to make it out of. Great fight early on from Edward down there. Very important to shut that push down so they don't lose too much map control early on.
I'm wondering if NiP were expecting that to be running into utility, right? Because they're just thinking, okay, there's a rifle, there's an op, they'll probably try and play passive with the op. Maybe we'll run into a pistol up close, so let's just go ahead and take over long. We rush down Edward. It's all fine and dandy, right? And then Edward was like, hey, you showed up just on time for my barbecue.
Still got 50 seconds left, and I think maybe NiP right now are just going to try and use that AWP on Forest to try and see if they could sort of inch a kill in some way. He's just moving up very slowly. GetRight being up close in case anyone peeks and they miss a shot. Here's Forest coming through, and Guardian going to be going down. That is a big kill. GetRight, if he could have picked that kill up on Flamey, that would have been a huge turnaround for them. The problem still is their rifle players are almost all very low right now, and GetRight, 1 bullet's going to take him out of the round. Exist, I mean, they've got a combined 17 health here. With 20 seconds left, you normally don't want to save on the T side, especially when you've really done some damage to NaVi here, but can you realistically find another kill? They're actually rotating in towards B. They got 15 seconds. Could they really run it through? They might just be able to make there, but I doubt it.
I was going to be cutting it so close if they do. Point blank shot, and that was a must hit for Forest, and if he gets the headshot as well on Zeus, Zeus drops down to 16 HP. 1 more bullet will do it, but Forest can't connect. And they will not have time for the bomb plant in the end. Exist playing it safe, hiding in the tunnels, holds on to his AK. Talk about cutting it close, though.
So it's about 12 seconds to run from the entrance to Lower Dark and all the way into the plant zone on B. So I think he just simply didn't have enough time for it. You do need 4 seconds to put the bomb down, so a little bit tricky there.
Being so low on HP, he had to make the gap jump as well through the doors. It would have been just would have been a huge round if they managed to pull that off. But instead, the gamble works for NaVi. NiP, plenty of money to go for the full buy. As you guys can see, he has full nade. They have full nades across the board. But NaVi, they saved the AWP for Guardian, and that's the key point here. They need to make sure that their opera can go to work.
This is the big thing for NiP. They still have the money, and they did a lot of damage. I mean, the player with the most money right now on NaVi is 1750 on Seized. That's just not enough here. Toying a little bit with Guardian, flash comes through, and they do not get hit by that shot. Even blind, you could sort of realistically get that kill in. And now they've taken over short control. NaVi not quite sure what's happening any longer, and NiP actually might be going for a bit of a fast execute here. They're already set up. They've got 3 men there, and they're trying to see if they can push it, jumping 2 men down into CT spawn. They're getting close to Guardian, but he hits that shot on Freiburg. Goes for a second, misses it for a moment. Edward coming in to help out. Guardian going to be going down, and next in line, Edward, but they haven't checked the corner. Zeus is still here hiding. He gets one and drops the bomb as well. Fantastic round coming out of Zeus here, just waiting. And in the middle, Get Right is trying to see if he can salvage this round. It is a 1-on-3, and he's currently picked up the 1 kill, but still another 2 to go with just 35 seconds, making this one really tough. This is where old Get Right definitely would have done it, but this time he jumps right into Seized. And it's going to be NaVi's round. And it almost looks like Zeus is sort of sacrificing his teammates there, but actually it gives them the round.
It's all about, clearly what NiP are doing is they say, we've had success with the cat push before. It's worked for us. We managed to catch out Guardian last time with some good flashes. This time, Guardian was a step ahead. He was on the other side of CT ramp, and so he was able to just dance around on that A slope and dodge the flashes as they came through. He wasn't blinded like the last time around, so he had an impact. And then, yeah, Zeus, that adjustment, having him up in Goose, it was just a hard counter coming out from NaVi, having 2 players on the site rather than focusing on long so much with Edward. So just slight adjustments being made here to the defense and the offense, as far as NiP are concerned. But it works for NaVi, and NaVi retain control of the situation. It still doesn't mean that they have a great bank. They're still a little light on the nades, but 5-4. And now NaVi are the ones with the setup in Guardian. Do you really want to toy with Guardian, one of the fastest players? Like, this guy's Lukey Luke, shoots faster than his shadow.
Yeah, you can't really do that. You can only make that jump so many times before he's going to tag you up. Molotov down in the corner. That's a hard way to check that corner, but they have the money for it, so why not? Though after this round, they definitely don't. This is the problem. Neither team has any money after this round, so whoever loses is going to be thrown straight into an eco round, and that's going to be a little bit of an issue either way you look at it.
Well, it's time for NiP to go through the motions. They've gone for the cat play. Now they're going to go for the B split. They go for the standard. And NaVi, once again, they've actually got the focus here. They have 3 players in mid. Zeus, though, needed to pick up 1 kill. But Flamey's alive, and Flamey gets 2, and he's going to roast another one as well. Guardian's in position to get the 4th one, and now it's all down to Freiburg. And it's a bit odd, a bit of a role reversal here. Usually it's Get Right who will be the last man alive. Instead, Freiburg, he will survive just barely, but he's only got the 20 HP and 30 seconds to work with here. But NaVi, they're a step ahead each and every round here. NiP the last round, NaVi had set up to counter the cat push. This time around, NaVi had set up for a B split. So Starix, Starix versus Threat, that's the real battle here, the battle of minds. Starix is coming out ahead.
Yeah, Freiburg even did his job. You're right. He opened up the middle, which is all you need. And in a normal setup, that would leave Flamey alone in the back plateau, and that would be sort of manageable. Also, the Molotov placement coming into that bomb site was beautiful, wasn't it? They're running in, and they have sort of they can only do sort of 2 things. Either they sort of keep running, and then they're going to get shot while they're running, or they crouch in the Molotov and try and take the fight.
And they roast.
And they roast, so not really the best options there for NiP. Going to leave the scoreline at 6-4, with Guardian picking up a big kill there in the middle. Pistols and almost no armor there on the NiP side, and he's just being very aggressive.
Oh, this is so scary as well. Now Guardian starts to feel his game. He's up to 7 kills so far. Still trailing a little bit behind, but when he starts hitting shots like that, you really want to play the game of, keep away from Guardian, go where he is, and Zeus with a big double spray down, shuts down Forest and Pith. And it's going to be Get Right, last man alive here for NiP. Minute 20, Bomb is back in T-spawn, so it's not like he's locked in. He's just hoping that somebody on NaVi's side is going to get impatient in this situation, that they're going to try and push up and, hunt for him unnecessarily. All NaVi need to do is split up 2 and 2 on each site and just sit and wait, because Get Right's eventually going to have to come to them.
And in a round where they had more money, NaVi, they probably would try and do that, but they simply don't have the bank to throw away any more rifles. Well, it's seized on $50, so someone's going to need to drop something for him, which is why they need everyone else to stay alive here. It's going to be a bit tricky otherwise. Does pick up the bomb, still got 40 seconds. Going to try and see if he could find a way out of this with the bomb plant. That would be so big for his team.
Oh, that would be unreal if he could pull it off.
But they will have the money either way because of the round loss bonus.
Yeah, no, they'll be able to get the buy. It's just getting that bonus $800 means a full set of nades pretty much for everybody on NiP instead of having to skimp here or there. But Get Right, he doesn't have Kevlar, so as soon as Flamey spots him, the aim punch should kick in, and it should be an easy job. Although Flamey misses it the first time around, he'll get the headshot in the end. So 7 rounds on the board now for NaVi on their CT side here in the first half on Dust2. NiP on the T side with only 4 rounds to their name. And we have to remind everybody that this is a bit of a T-sided map. So NiP, they need to pick up the last 4 rounds in this half, or they will, they can consider this, a lost half as far as they're concerned. They're gonna have to come in big on the CT side with the pistol.
Looks like a boost for Catwalk on the NaVi side. Forest looking to peek the middle, and a delayed peek on the other side as well. Gonna be walking right on top of the smoke there. They don't see each other. Smoke covering just enough. It's obviously easier for us with the X-ray. Guardian looking into lower dark from a different angle than the earlier round. Hard to predict here, and Freiburg is going to be going down. Good entry, solid play from NaVi, and that's really all they need. Again, now they can go back and play much more defensively. So, I mean, this is not something like super flashy that's coming out here on the CT side, but it works so well right now.
It's just tough for Freiburg because you really want him to have some communication with his mates, say, hey, okay, I'm about to peek from lower dark to catwalk. We've seen a lot of teams do this in the past where somebody will be top mid, they chuck a flash in there, it clears out that angle, and Guardian has to fall back, so then Freiburg can peek safely. Only issue is that, you know, C's is also holding in mid with an AWP, and Freiburg just decides to challenge on his own.
Wait a minute. They're going to peek just as they're setting up. They wanted to throw those flashbangs in. Get right, going to be going down. Forest as well. Look at NaVi. They rotate 3 men to long to catch NiP as they're setting up for a smoke that was going to go onto catwalk, but Exist with a great double return. If he would have stayed alive, it would have at least bought them a chance now. Pick going to be alone, and he goes down to Guardian, who picks up a quad kill. We were calling him out earlier, saying he wasn't really in the game. Now he's top fragging with Seized, 11 kills each.
It's just instant, man. Look at that flick. What do you do with that? You know, same for Freiburg. Freiburg, he just has a split second to spot out Guardian, and he's just dead. Everywhere Guardian goes, man, death follows. Look at this flick. Just, I mean, it's pretty standard. He's already lined up, but still, just Pyth, he has no time to react. He's already gone off the server. So 8 rounds now for NaVi. NiP sitting on 4, and well, NiP once again forced onto pistols, so we'll have to see if they can come up with something clever here to try and get a bomb plan out of this situation. They did invest in some nades to make their lives easier. But again, NaVi, they've gone for the boost up on a green box again. Zeus is there to take the peek into top mid. He needs to not overextend though, because he does have Edward there to back him up, so they can try and establish a little bit of a trap here, but they decide to play it safe and fall back to the site instead, just leaving Zeus up here alone. Not exactly effective in the end, and Guardian with the misclick just chucks his HC out in the middle of nowhere. What was that?
I think he clicked his jump button, his jump throw, like, you know, combination instead of his the normal one. That looked exactly like it, so that's definitely going to go make the grenade go completely wide. Exist, Python, Freiburg left, and I mean, all of NiP right now are almost tied for score. They all got like 5 or 6 kills here. And Flamey, a little bit of target practice in the middle, fairly safe for him to take this, even if he's taking a bit of damage. They can't even really steal the rifle. Good shot from Freiburg, but again, they can't really recover that AK, so...
No need to repeat here. Seized is actually hanging around a little bit too long. And he's got that AWP as well, so if he comes back through, Exist is already on this site. He has the advantage as well, the advantage of surprise. And Exist is going to catch out the rotator. There's the first one, Guardian down. Now Seized kind of dancing in the window, trying to buy time, waiting for his teammate to rotate in. He's down to 3 HP, and Exist, he's just challenging forward. He's not showing any fear. Goes right in for the fight and then dies to a nade. And it's a 1v1 now between Freiburg and Edward. And if ever Freiburg needed to hit the Huandig, it would be now. He gets the kill at the end. Huge plays coming in from Freiburg to get NiP an eco round win versus NaVi. That's going to rattle NaVi a little bit. And that can be traced back to Seized being a little greedy in mid.
And also not playing very safely in that window. That's an unforgivable lapse of judgment there from the NaVi team. It really only happens if they make sort of good series of mistakes there. And this is, yeah, you're right. This could definitely shock them a bit, especially if they lose this round. Great flashbang into the middle, moving close, but I think that follow-up flash actually got Forest, so a little bit tricky there. Would have maybe been able to run down Seized, and that would have been a big start. NaVi's economy is close enough that if they win this round in NiP, then they're going to force the eco, and they could definitely jump up to a good 7 rounds here at the end of the half. And they need it. They desperately need it.
They need the last 2, and if they break if they break NaVi's economy now, this will be fantastic for NiP. Make their lives a whole lot easier. But there's the flash to clear out catwalk, and now NiP, they have options. Still waiting to see if Edward's going to push out from Longhouse. That's not going to happen just yet, so that's Get Right lurking around. But now that they have catwalk, this makes it, it makes it a real option to go for the B split again if NiP want to, because they know that there's not going to be anybody who's able to quickly rotate over from catwalk to get in a flank on them from the mid doors on the CT side. So now NiP, it does look like they just want to go for the A take in the end. The A split, and Edward holds the line. Big spray for him. He manages to drop Get Right, but Forrest will get the refrag. That's the important bit.
With the pistol as well. I mean, he's got the AWP up close there, so a little bit scary. Good Molotov coming out, buying a little bit of time here for NaVi, where NiP have to wait, and they don't have time to wait. 30 seconds here. Zeus taking the fight. Forrest with the follow-up kill. Now Guardian on the site alone, and they're coming in. He's going to try and smoke himself up again, but they're getting so close with the rifle. He's got almost no chance to make it out alive here. Just hiding in sight, and he's going to go down. Forrest playing a huge round right now with 3 kills, Still not that much HP left, and he's finally going to be taking out Flamey, returning with a double kill. And all on Freiburg here. 1-on-2. Plants with 9 seconds left. Stands up from the box, sprays down one, has to turn around. Got the deagle in hand. He's looking for the shot here. Flamey, he can't jump. If he jumps into the deagle, he's going to die in one shot. He really doesn't have enough health for that. And he's on the other side with the M4 in hand. He's going to make the jump shot once. Freiburg there. One bullet's all it takes. Freiburg, he's got 3 left. And 2 in the mag here. He's going to take the chance and reload. And Flamey trying to get closer. Oh, top of the shot box. Flamey, what an incredible clutch coming through. And NaVi going to pick up a 9th round. Unreal play here. And again, he was also at the bottom of the scoreboard earlier on. But there seems to never be a big tournament where Flamey doesn't show up.
At least in the past 4-month period, 5 months, he just seems to be so consistent. Now, there was a lot of question around his play before that period where it was like hit or miss. He would show up, he would miss shots, miss key plays when his team really were counting on him and Guardian to do a lot of the work. Now it just seems like everybody across the board, and then the frags tell that tale as well, that everybody across the board is hitting their shots for NaVi. Flamey finally gets a little bit of action. It's been a little quiet on that B site for him recently, so pulls off a successful clutch for NaVi. Oh, well, NiP, now that puts them on the force buy. But they do have enough to give Forrest the op. And he has been hitting shots, so he's electing to play it very passively from back in T-spawn, at the beginning at least, just ticking down. But NaVi, they are so focused on mid at this point. Zeus and C's holding very close. They do not want NiP to be able to just sneak their way out here for free.
Well, they dodged the early Guardian attempt there. He falls back to the next angle, goes to the peak. Not going to hit that flick, which would have been such a classic thing for him to do, but didn't quite work out this time. And you're right, Forrest in that last round with that triple kill, setting them up so nicely, but they just weren't counting on Flamey going huge in that round. See if they could make another mid-split to be work here. They've got C, Zeus in the middle, Flamey inside the B-bomb side.
NiP are probably thinking that as well because they've cleared out Catwalk once again. So they can start rotating back over here. They can set up the flash to go through, and they're just counting on Forrest actually to find the opening here. Freiburg and Exist, actually. It's Forrest and Exist leading the way. Get Right somehow roast sees, and that was by the big doors, and Forrest hits the big shot on Flamey. Get Right will spot the rotator as well, so they know somebody's outside the site already. Zeus steps in, though, wins the duel straight up versus Forrest, and he's going to get the follow-up as well. Big plays coming in from Zeus to make the difference, and he's just unstoppable. He finally goes down, but he takes 3 players with him. Luckily for NiP, Get Right is there to catch out the rotator. And it's all on Guardian.
That's just so mad from Susan. There is time here for Guardian, looking for the shot here. 15 seconds, he's gonna go with the pistol. Oh, but Get Right gonna take him down for the triple kill. He shows up in the last possible second coming out of Upper Dark. If he had been just a little bit later, that wouldn't have worked out. It's gonna give NiP a 6th round and making it a much better half for NaVi. But I mean, then again, Dust2 is one of these maps. What's really crazy is that NiP actually makes such a smart choice here. They don't let Exist peek because he's solo on health. They actually send the next guy out as full health, which is what should have killed Zeus, right? You think that's it. And he still gets 3 kills. A massive performance here. But
yeah, how often do you see that, though? And that's because everybody was running in one at a time for NiP. First man was that car. Zeus picks them up.
A kiss cam, really?
Oh, wow, okay.
I'm ready, Semmler. Ah, there we go. Look at what you made us do. It's what happens when you get to Sweden, right? It's what happens when you get to Sweden.
Too cute, too cute. All right. But what were we actually talking about now that I lost my train of thought? The beard, man. It's scratchy, Anders. Come on, you gotta trim that thing.
My God, what have we done?
What have we done? And I mean, I'm curious to see actually who's going to be able to step up, really, because Pyth hasn't had too much of an impact so far in the first half. But that hesitation that we saw at the end there from NiP, luckily Get Right was there to save the day, because that's the kind of stuff that's cost them rounds in the past, where they kind of run in one after another. They kind of lock up. Once they meet resistance, they start hesitating on their plays. They can't do that. They need to just completely remove that from their minds, NiP, and focus on teamwork, focus on moving in as a unit. If you're going to rush onto B, you rush in with all 3. But NiP, now they're on the CT side. They can be aggressive, and again, they've actually taken up that position on Catwalk here. So this is an aggressive play from NiP. They're looking to catch somebody out from NaVi coming in from Lower Dark right now, and that could be seized later on.
it's smart as well, because in a pistol round like this, with the USP, you don't want to be trapped in the A-bomb site. You want to take the fight in middle early, then fall back to the catwalk and take the fight there, then fight back to the, keep falling back so you always have a bit of range. If you're just stuck in the A-bomb site from the beginning, then those Glocks are going to run you down. There is one smoke and flash here on Edward, so they can get the cross without getting shot from CT spawn, which is also definitely a good idea. And Exist, if he had seen Seized and Underpower and Lord Dark there, that would have been really big. But look at NaVi. They show themselves on long, and they probably feel like they've sold this. Forest, though, still looking middle, and we still got Get right over there, so they've sort of sold it, but not really that much. And when Forest sees one guy there, that should give NiP a bit of an inkling that something is maybe up.
Yeah, and with two players so close behind catwalk like this could get really nasty for NaVi. The rotation can come in so quickly. Once they catch on, NiP and NiP, it's all going to be on Get Right, and he's going to be the first man to spot this smoke going up. He's looking for the headshots through the smoke. Is he going to get lucky?
Wow.
No. He does survive, though. That's the important bit. He can continue to do damage. Gets gooshed, but he's still here, and the rotation is coming in from NiP. It's just taking so long. Where is Forest? He needs to find one headshot here. They need to get a kill very quickly on NiP here. It's going to be so difficult to retake this site.
They need to kill Edward and Upper Dark. That's the really big thing, and there it is. Pith going to be getting that one. That's super important now. NaVi going aggressive instead of defending, and NiP just getting caught off guard here. Exist and Pith coming in, but now they're in a really bad spot. It's 4-on-2 with the bomb down as well, and NaVi playing this pistol round beautifully. That's and really well executed. They show themselves long, and I thought that smoke was going to be for the cross. Instead, they used it to get into the B bomb site. Get Right actually did so much damage early on, but just no kills happening, and rotation not quick enough, it seems.
That's just a hat off to whoever made the snap decision to go off of Edward's information. Two guys in Upper Dark means two guys are on slope. Everybody from NaVi were close to the doors. They just go barreling out and take the fight to NiP. Remove that threat of the pincer movement coming in from the Swedes. That was a sick snap decision to come out from NaVi, for them to act on that. That's what I'm talking about. If a call is made, you need to react instantly. And so NaVi showing that they've got the hunger right now, and they've got the 10th round as well. 6th round on the board here for NiP, and they're on pistols, having lost the pistol, obviously. So a bit of pressure here on the Swedes to get the job done. And, well, Pyth is going to be able to actually get that shot point blank. And there's the trap. It's sprung. NiP, they go charging into mid. They're taking the fight to NaVi.
And they have the bomb as well, so this is a very, very good start to a round like this. Seized and Edward, they've got a lot of time, so if NiP give them any kind of an opening, and that's one. What a shot from Seized. Just the top of the helmet showing there. Still a 2-on-3. Seized moving forward even further. They got to be careful, because it's not an easy place to defend the bomb either. They can't just all group up there and wait for it. Still a Molotov on Edward as well. A little bit of a shot coming through.
They're probably kicking themselves that they didn't invest in Kevlar this round in NiP. They have two rifles and a scout to work with. If only they had the Kevlar, they could actually take some fights. Instead, NaVi with 35 seconds left, they've got that bomb on catwalk, and it looks like they're electing to split up. They aren't even going to move together as a unit, and Seized is just gone. Exist here, some stomping from miles away, easiest shot of his life. And now Edward gets tagged by that scout. This is it. NiP, they're on the brink of pulling this off.
They really cannot lose this round, I think, with 20 seconds left. They've got too much health, and there's too far to the bomb site. We just discussed this. There's about 12 seconds running from him, so he can't actually make it to either bomb site. The round is done now. NiP, massive aggression in the middle. Coming in from catwalk, coming out from the doors. And that is going to be it. I mean, let's be real here. NiP are quite far behind right now, but if there was going to be sort of a comeback into this first map, then this would be the way to start it. NaVi, on the other hand, they're not even going to respect this. They're just going to buy one AK and armor and pistols on a couple of people here.
Wow, yeah. Guardian, he gets swapped out with the Deagle as well. He invested in that. Well, he invested in the AK that Flamey's carrying. They hardly have any nades to speak of, whereas NiP are fully kitted out. They've got all the toys, all the guns. And well, I mean, they actually tried to go for an aggressive take on long, trying to change up the pace here, NaVi. But NiP, they had a hard counter prepared for it. And they're just demonstrating to NaVi right now, like, actually, guys, we have all the nades. So if you really want to come in here and play, it's going to be painful.
Seized, looking for the fight in middle. It's scout versus scout, so you get at least a bit of a chance to make that work. Still controlling over along what a little bit was Flamey, just making sure that nothing was going on there. It's a very, very loose setup on the A-bomb side. Right now, NaVi could run straight up catwalking into the A-bomb side, which is not necessarily a problem for NiP. Again, you can play retake on that A-bomb side, and Exist is also partly there to just cover a little bit. They don't have that many grenades, NaVi, and that's going to be the really big problem for them this round. They won't be able to buy much coverage with the smoke, and once if they get the bomb down, then they're going to be just out in the open.
I'm just not even stressed yet, you know? Because NaVi, they're so used to running the clock down and playing with like 20 seconds left. I'm like, 45 seconds left. Ah, it's a lifetime for NaVi. They still have all the time in the world. Well, Seas does. He doesn't have to worry about anything anymore. He's gone off the server. Hopefully they can pick up that gun, and they will. Guardian recovers it. Pyth holding on A. Slope taking a pretty long duel here, taking some damage as well. But a good flash is there to slow NaVi down. And they're just getting bogged down at this point, Anders. They just can't actually achieve anything unless they can get rid of Pyth. Exactly. Freiburg is able to get into the fight. Pyth finally steps up, hits a headshot. And it's Guardian lurking around top mid who gets a kill, but it's just a low impact frag. It's not actually going to affect the outcome unless he can come up with something magical here within the next 10 seconds. But of course, we all know the NiP are the true magicians in the house tonight.
For sure, especially if they end up coming back into this game. That'd be something. Get right, running and chasing Guardian. Time has run out here. If he dies now, oh my god, that's a disaster. That is something that you really cannot afford to have happen. And let me explain why again. We've got 300,000 people watching. This is mad. If you don't know the game well enough, once the time runs out, if you're on the terror side only, you won't get the loss bonus. So you can tell how that impacts Guardian looking at the scoreboard. He's got $0. I think he had 300, so he just bought, you know, an upgraded pistol, something like that. But it really is important to either die while the clock is still running, or at least get the bomb down. Then it works.
I guess it's like the best case scenario that it's Guardian, because if they buy the op, he'll just get it dropped anyways to him. Hey, mate,
make that investment. But that's a serious point, though. That's a good. This really matters, you know. If they are going to use Guardian, which they so often have now, I mean, look at how they played Inferno just yesterday, right? They use Guardian to open up everywhere on the map. On the T side, just have him crouch in and take battles with anybody. They won't be able to afford that ult for quite a while on anybody, let alone Guardian. So NiP are giving a little bit of breathing room here.
I was just thinking that Kenny wishes he had the freedom that Guardian has on NaVi. Poor Kenny.
Are you gonna bring it out?
I am.
You're gonna rub some salt in the wound.
I mean,
my God.
Envy, they did well. They made it to the semifinals, but then
they did.
NaVi tore them limb from limb and got into the finals. And well, Guardian, he's a big reason why. So still just really patient play, actually. This is almost like that extended timeout coming in from NaVi. They're just kind of sitting around and waiting to see if NiP are going to be the ones to get impatient. I'm glad to see that NiP, though, they're showing poise here. They aren't rushing around anywhere. They aren't making any silly mistakes. No free kills here for NaVi means that eventually they're just going to have to grit their teeth and run into the blender. Because NiP, they're in position. They've actually got a very solid setup here, overlapping fields of fire between Exist and Pyth. And as that push comes up onto Catwalk, the pressure is on. They do manage to trade effectively. Nice headshot coming in from Edward to slow things down. And now Exist, he is trying to click away, and he will eventually get one. And not a second, but Freiburg is in. Now the rotation comes in. Jumping UMP from Forrest to deny the bomb plant. That's going to frustrate NaVi. No bonus money for them this round. And NiP, in the end, they only drop Pyth. Perfectly acceptable as far as they're concerned.
Yeah, but the early setup for NiP looked like it was going to be just dreadful. You know, it looked like Sis just said, well, you know, Pyth, you're just going to be on your own. Just stay there and whatever. But so I'm a little bit shocked at that. The fact that the bomb went down, obviously going to be big now. 10-9, moving into the 20th round. And NiP are having a really big impact on this second half here. NaVi winning the pistol, but then losing the next 3 in a row. Not how you want to start off if you're NaVi, because they must have been feeling great just a little while ago. Very, very common setup here. Freiburg down on long here. Doesn't have a Molotov though, so he can't buy that much time.
No, and Exist is so far away. He is rotating in now. He's trying to put the flashes in to help Freiburg out. Freiburg turns away. Good comms there. Does spot the one at the exit the house. He knows that somebody's behind Blue as well. So there's a little bit of information for NiP to go off of, and just full faces, but he gets tagged down to 60.
Oh, but look, they're rotating Pyth in as well. They got the setup here to try and deal with this, and now come the Molotovs. There's the spray coming through. Exist just saving Freiburg, and he gets a third kill as well. It's a fantastic shot down of the NaVi push out there. I was having the exact same doubt. I was worried for so long because it looked like Exist was too far away. If they speed up behind it, then Freiburg, it's almost impossible to hold that pit once they just come jumping over the edge there. So a little bit scary. Guardian and Seized can still get some kills here. They cannot afford to let NiP get too many rifles out of this round. Not going to be Guardian, obviously. His face is on the wall behind him there and Seized all alone. They're looking for a way to get back in, takes the jump through the smoke and gets shot in the back of the head by Freiburg. That was an adventurous play though, I kind of like that. That's going to tie up the scoreline, ladies and gentlemen, at 10-10. NiP coming back in the game.
Yeah, NaVi now, they're the ones who actually have the money here. Well, look at that. There's the Forest eyebrow and the shrug. It's like, Guardian, who's that guy? NaVi, the nobody. This title is ours. We will not be denied. And this spray from Exist is a thing of beauty. friberg draws their attention, and then Exist lines them up through the smoke. Picture-perfect play coming in from NiP. And NaVi, at this point, I think that they're just trying to slow things down. There's not a whole lot, well, there usually isn't a whole lot of talking happening between Flamey and Seized. It's usually a discussion going on between Zeus, Guardian, Edward, and Starks. Those are the guys who do a lot of the talking on NaVi's side. They try and figure out what the problems are. But right now, I think it's coming down to NaVi, you know, just needing to commit when the play comes through, because there was a moment's hesitation with how to deal with friberg in the end, and it just didn't happen. What?
Jesus.
Damn.
Well, we have been seeing a lot of adventurous signs throughout the week here. It's been quite good, I think.
There was no luck there, man. Tyloo played well against Luminosity.
Yeah.
Or those
most certainly did.
Those not the ones that I'm supposed to be thinking about right now.
The first chapter in what could be a sort of the rising of the Chinese Counter-Strike scene. That'd be amazing. We do have just about 35 seconds left on the cooldown here on the tactical timeout. Very important, and top teams, which you have to consider NaVi at the sort of the very upper echelons here. They often make very good use of these, right? They come back in, they start winning rounds,
yeah.
Which they need to do. The bank on NiP is getting a little bit scary, you know, 8,600 on friberg, 7,600 on Get Right, so they can afford to buy a little while. NaVi, on the other hand, I mean, into this round, just going to be evening out the money a tiny bit.
Yeah, and I'm wondering actually just how much of a discussion is happening on NaVi's side, because sometimes I'll ask them, you know, when you take that time out, what are you guys going over? And sometimes it's as simple as, actually, everybody's just told to shut up and sit down and, you know, just refocus themselves because they're missing some shots, right? And so you have that moment, that 2-minute break to just sit, take a few breaths, not be playing the game, just allow yourself to unwind a tad to be able to get back in and start feeling the game up again and start landing those shots. But it looks like NaVi right now, they aren't wasting any time at all. All 5 members actually going straight into Upper Dark, and interesting choice here from Get Right. He's into lower, but if NaVi just go cascading onto this site, it's only going to be Forest in position, and he only has the AWP as well, so it's not ideal.
Oh, they're coming around this corner here, but the thing is, they don't have armor. He could chew them up right here. Not checking the first one. Get Right letting them through. There's a 1-2. Goes for the triple. Get Right shutting down every single member coming through, leaving Seized alone.
There's that feel-good moment. That made Get Right warm and fuzzy.
I mean, even against just pistols, it takes a little bit of nerve to delay with that first shot. The fact that they didn't have armor obviously helping out quite a bit, but that's still kind of a beautiful sequence there. Seized with a deagle.
It's just an uncharacteristic mistake made by NaVi. They don't usually fail to check angles like that. That's an obvious angle as well. If you don't have anybody in mid, and that's the thing. So that's why I'm surprised that NaVi aren't checking that box. They didn't have anybody waiting in T-spawn or at top mid to spot if anybody was pushing from NiP's side through the mid doors. And so if you don't have anybody in mid, you have to be extra special careful, right, when you're going through, because you're just discovering this for yourself. You don't have a teammate there to communicate to you to say that Get Right is pushed. So for NaVi to just walk blindly in there, they might be a little bit more rattled than we thought after that timeout. But Get Right, do you really want to be feeding Get Right a bunch of frags like that? Get Right he's grinning, man.
Yeah, I think that head tilt that he just did was his way of saying to Exist, could I just not have had that last frag for the ace, you know? This is a pretty good job, though. Doesn't even take that much damage, obviously. And 11-10, they actually take the round lead here. Guardian with the AWP, it looked like that was dead on, but it doesn't actually tag anyone up. Instead, double boost coming out from NiP, and over at long, friberg being put under pressure, and he makes a smart choice to fall back here. If he stays and fights, best he could do is probably trade the 1-for-1, which is not good enough.
Yeah, very good call from friberg. That's exactly what he had to do.
Wow.
And that timing for Forest. Just a little bit more luck there, and he actually picks up the kill on Seized, and they have a man advantage in NiP. Instead, it's friberg. He has made his way up onto the A site. Zeus is now worried about the flank coming in from mid. He's wise to worry about it, and, well, he takes care of it. You know, he has a gun after all. Hits that headshot on Exist. And now it's NaVi with the man advantage going into this A split if they want. They still have that man waiting in pit. And that's Guardian with the AWP, so he's going to be scoped up, looking on the site. Instead, NiP now, they're obviously going to be focusing all of their attention on Catwalk to make sure that they have a way to control one of the entrances onto this bomb site.
They're playing so smart right now. Guardian still being out there. Freiburg pushing in the middle, looking for a spray on someone, but it's not going to happen. Get Right instead picks up one, but he goes down. Forest with a shot on Flamey. It's still a 2-on-3, and Pitt's in here as well. The bomb is in the middle, so they're going to have to show up at some point here, but they're coming in from behind, and that's the big problem. Easy spray from Seized. Forest, he can't even really deny them that B bomb side. They'll have plenty of time to run there, and he shouldn't try and fight it either. Just to point out here, what's so smart about this play where you go long and leave the AWP and then make noise somewhere else is that if you're on the CT side and you wanted to know what's going on, it's very, very common to say, I'm just going to go peek long and see if they're actually coming or not. And you're not thinking, I'm going to go and fight some AWP long, so your mind will be somewhere else once you hear grenades and smokes in middle or B. And they can just do that. They have the time for it. They go back and make noise somewhere else, and someone peeks Guardian. So it is kind of a deep play coming out of NaVi. It didn't work out this time, but it's very common for the CT side to want to play for information. And you're just trying to punish that at that point in time. Forrest is just playing hide and seek all over the place here. Oh, wait. He's got the kit.
No way. No, he's hesitating.
Wait a minute. Because the thing is, he's running here. No, he's not going to make it in time.
There's just no way. But it would have been cool if he tried.
Well, I mean, you can tell that NaVi had no idea that he's going to be there. Just no idea.
What's, I mean, it is cool to see NiP try and go for the aggressive plays as well, though, because once Forest, or rather Freiburg, lost control of long, complete control of long, but he's calling out, there's bodies all over the place here. His teammates, they instantly try and go for the confidence play, which is push up the top mid and just completely assassinate NaVi. If that had worked, NaVi would be shattered at this point. Their confidence would be gone just because, NiP had gone for the BDP, but instead, it kind of backfires against NiP. So NiP just need to shake off that last round. Never happened, it's fine. But Jesus is just not going to let him forget. What was that aggressive push through mid? And they're in position to actually pounce on the B side here. They could go for the split very quickly. Get Right holds the line with the first, gets the second, and just like that, it falls apart here for NaVi. Get Right even going for more. He gets confirmation that NaVi have moved on to the B site, so his teammates can now rotate in to support him.
Great grenade as well. He definitely shouldn't be going for more. Even that peek in there is absolutely madness. He's trying to go in for the smoke again. Bomb is just down. Get Right's now trading places, and he almost sprays down. Seized. Guardian, I think that was incredible stuff there, but also a little bit faster than his team, so no one can really follow it up. It's going to be the full 3-on-3 retake here, and NiP, if they win this round, they will reset NaVi, and they just cannot afford that. NaVi have to win this round to continue to get back into this game here. Freiburg running out of bullets. Pith coming up with a double kill. Now it's all on Edward in a 1v3. He has to defend his ball. Everything rides on this for NaVi. They're still not defusing on the other side. There's not much time, and Freiburg comes in, and there's the defuse. They are going to have time for it. NiP with 12-11. And look at the money they have. There's almost 11,000 on two of them at the beginning of this round. And NaVi, they barely have enough to make the buy work here. They can just afford it. But this is such a frightening situation for them. They have won 2 out of the last 6 rounds, or so 2 out of 8 rounds here on the second half.
Yeah,
that's
unreal.
not good enough.
Absolutely not. It's just unreal, this performance coming in from NiP. Loving the chance here. But NiP, they need your energy, because NaVi, even behind like this, even on a force buy, they are a very real threat. And Get Right, is he locked and loaded with a bit of a pop flash there? He's tempted. No, it was an HE in his hand, but I mean, like he was tempted to go for a play.
I'm just gonna say, if you're one of the 300,000 people watching on Twitch right now, I think maybe NaVi need your energy, because they're gonna be in a bit of a strange position right now. Forest looking for that opening, but not quite getting it. They do have the AWP on Guardian, but limited grenades, so it's going to be still a bit tricky for them to find a way in here. I like the plays they've been doing down that long with getting that control of that and then sort of playing around that. I'd still like to see them go for just another B split. I mean, with the kind of opening, Get Right sort of, just stuck a stick in the wheel in that last round, but normally when you open up on Forest like that, that's it, the round is yours. And, 80% of the time or something like that. So just try and repeat what you just did.
And exists because of how close he's holding right now. Any of these footsteps coming in from NaVi, it's all the information that he needs. Get Right's hesitating to rotate off. Forest is also going to be trying to get eyes on a catwalk. Fresh Smoke goes down here to try and delay NaVi, but Pyth, he's not even going to actually try and take this fight. Smoke goes down and he falls back straight up to long just to back up Freiburg. And now can he actually get in position on plateau? Yes, he can. This time around, unlike Guardian the last time for NaVi, Pyth is still alive here with the AWP, so we'll have to see how this plays out. Well, Guardian just zones in on him. He just hunts him, no fear at all.
But up until that point, NiP sort of are playing it reasonably. Again, it's about the retake, but are they even going to try for it this time? It seems like they're a bit paranoid here. Zeus going to be going down. Will that spark it for NiP? I'm surprised that they're not being more aggressive. They can even see the shadow on the ground there exist. He should be noticing. Look at that. He just realized that there's going to be someone up on the ledge. It looks like they might just be gunning for the exit kills here. And if they can kill every single member of NaVi, it actually will put them in a very, very good spot. C is coming. He's so quick. What a follow-up from Flamey. NiP's even the plan B or C here, which is now still falling apart. Strong round coming out. Flamey with another kill. Get right looking for it, but he's going to go down to Edward. Powerful round here for NaVi, which will tie the scoreline up at 12-12.
I'm
so shocked that NiP don't go for it even in a 4v5 like that.
See, this is all I'm thinking about when I'm looking at that round. I was like, now is not the time to doubt yourselves. Now is the time to get in there and do some work, NiP. If you're going to, I mean, it's in those kinds of rounds, yes, you're trying to play it safe. You're playing the long game. You're like, we have the bank. If we can make it expensive for them. I mean, you had a real opportunity to just power onto that site and take the fight straight to NaVi.
Look at this long push. They're actually running right into two members of NiP. A third one coming in as well. They have the grenades, NaVi. They put them out early from the T spawn, but is it enough? Pith already taking out one. And look at that. They've lost two players now with the follow-up kill there. Looking for a bit of a shot here is Zeus, but he's actually isolated in the corner behind the container, goes down to Exist. NaVi just running everybody out on long, and it is not paying off. Pith picking up that one on Guardian. They could not afford this. They actually just do not have the money here.
What is this blank? NaVi, they're the ones actually feeling it seems, after that last round. Everybody hitting shots. They're like, okay, let's go ahead and take this fight straight up.
It's a couple of things that went horribly wrong this round. So, nice shot from Forrest. So, when they throw the smoke as they're running towards long, that smoke is supposed to land dead on the corner so that none of the CTs on the other side can sit straight in the corner and actually take that peek. Instead, what happens is the smoke, instead of landing right on the corner, it goes out a little bit further towards the pit, and that actually covers NiP as they're running into the pit, so that the smoke that NaVi end up throwing, it actually helps out NiP. And then the follow-up flashbangs coming out just too much now. Double up setup coming out from the Swedes here, and we're at 13-12. NaVi, they're not out of this game yet, definitely not out of this game, but it's crunch time. They need to step it up right now.
And if ever they were going to try and go for the big play, it would be now. The HG goes sailing out. GetRight's going to be in position to start things off. First kill for Forrest, second for GetRight, and this is all just easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Complete and utter shutdown. That smoke, they're not even going to make it out of it, NaVi. NiP get up onto 14 rounds. And well, now is going to be the true test of their mettle here to take this first map.
And remember early on when I said that the scoreline was sort of 3-3, and that was still pretty good because Forrest and GetRight weren't even doing anything. They're both at 20 kills, tied for the top ranks. So they've just self-ignited at this point. They've just absolutely gone ham in the later stages of this first map, and that's a big part of it. Forrest, well, speak of the devil, going to be taking down Guardian all the way in T-spawn. And imagine how much confidence that removes from the rest of NaVi here. And this is practically it. If NaVi cannot win this round, then NiP could steal the first map away, and I mean, this is some crazy, crazy NiP type magic coming out.
Oh, this would be a huge shock to the system for NaVi as well. They're supposed to be the beast Dust2 team. Losing to NiP in the first map of the grand finals could completely tilt NaVi. It's going opposite the plan. I mean, that is not how it's supposed to pan out whatsoever. So we'll see. Pyth decides to get greedy and go for the peek on Catwalk for information, and Flamey is there to get the headshot. So Flamey delivers. So down into a 4-on-4 now, and this favors NaVi, though they are low on nades. Zeus, the only one holding anything at all. He does pick up an extra flash, but 2 flashes and a single smoke. We'll see what they like to do with it. They do have control of all points here, NaVi, so the options are open for them.
Most definitely are. Freiburg looking at a huge off angle over here. Normally, you're not supposed to even be aiming here if you're coming in as a terrorist, so he's just banking on someone walking in and sort of checking the pit and feeling safe about that. Crouch in here from Seized, and as long as Exist doesn't show himself, he should be able to get a pretty good kill. And Freiburg actually losing patience, walking right in, and Edward, even though a little bit delayed, he gets that kill. Exist, This is all on you. 25 seconds, the bomb is getting closer. He could shut this round down just for killing the bomb planter. He goes for the first one there, but Zeus with an instant trade. He's been playing rock solid as well in the first map of the grand finals. Get right coming through, instant shot there. The bomb has been planted. It's still a 2-on-2, and Forrest is way far away in the middle. So Get right, not gonna have any backup for a while here. Still just waiting patiently. They do have a kit on either player and a Molotov as well. Bit of a jump shot coming through. Forrest, where is that Molotov raining in? Finally gonna land. Zeus not being affected by it. And there's so much time already wasted here. Another jump attempt for it. They do so much damage. Zeus is gonna be going down. Get right takes the kill, and now Edward pushing up, trying to deny this. He's gonna go for the spray, but Forrest shut him down, and there'll be enough time for the defuse. NiP, they get the retake, denying the round to NaVi. That's gonna be 15-12 here. Map point for the Swedish Ninjas.
Making use of every second in that situation.
That's such a carefully measured retake.
Especially because Forrest, you think maybe he'll use the incendiary to try and clear out the site. No, NiP, I mean, Get Right knows exactly where that player is at that point. He knows that there's the man on the site. It's the second man that they're worried about. And so Forrest systematically clears out Catwalk until he can finally get into it. And Get Right just doing a very good job of not overextending on long. Perfect play from NiP. This is what they used to be known for. I mean, perfect team play and communication between the two legends to get the job done. 15-12 now, and NiP are on map point. NaVi with the force buy, full rifles, single scout on Guardian, no nades to make their lives any easier here. And they showed such great teamwork, NaVi, going onto the site as well. The trade frag from Zeus instantly just not able to, it seemed like NaVi were gonna be able to just lock down that round, but somehow NiP found a way, some of that magic.
Oh, seized. What a great lurk into the B-bomb site. Just a huge risk. That's a very, very big risk. But at this point, you kind of have to do something in the middle as well. Exist will pick up one kill. Not how it was meant to go. They already had more or less control of B here. No grenades to make the cross, though. They don't have any smoke, so Guardian going to be going down. Refrag from Flamey. The bomb is still right on the other side of that door. And a bit less than a minute left here. Forrest calling for backup. 3-on-3. Retake. NaVi should have this round. Just need to wait and let NiP make the mistake coming in. A single Molotov on Pith. You got to wonder if that's enough here.
This is all patience. They used every second last round. NiP needed to demonstrate that again, but it's on the B site. There's choke points you have to deal with, and Seized, he's so clever. He's holding right under the window. They might not think to check this position, NiP. Forrest goes onto the site. He gets slapped down by Edward. And now it's just getting to that point where NiP are not going to have the time. Seized's gonna catch Freiberg looking the wrong way, and Pyth is just dashing out of here trying to hold on to this AWP. In the end, he needed to hit that shot, and it's not going to happen. Now in NaVi, they even have the option for a double AWP setup. Donated care of NiP. And NaVi showing that they're not out of this yet. 13-15. More than enough money for NiP. They had such a strong economy throughout this first half, but C's just starting it off. This lurk on Get Right. Get Right's just gotta be wondering, you know, like, how? I'm the one who's supposed to catch you off guard. It's not the other way around.
Oh, and look at this. They actually just fired into the ground to look where the boost is. They're trying to go for the shot. This is incredible. They're boosting over the smoke at a very much an off angle. And Forrest dictating that play, you could tell. Now here is the problem. NiP do not have money to lose this round. If they do, there is a very good chance that we're going to go straight into overtime. NaVi, they're just such a tough team. They really just do not break. They keep fighting, and that one play from C's was godlike. Imagine you're about to be edged out of the first map in the grand finals, and then you just sneak right through the smoke into a B-bomb site. That's not easy.
Oh, it's a nightmare. It's a nightmare for Get Right. Everything falls apart in just that instant. Well, NiP in this round, I mean, double AWP still, and they are going for that default kind of setup where they spread them across the map. But it's still, again, Freiberg holding in pit. We'll see if he falls to Edward again, if he gets impatient, because Edward, of course, is sitting in long house. And NaVi more than happy to just sit and wait for now. 50 seconds left, so they are starting to get to that point where they're going to have to move. But they still have mid control. They just need to get up onto Catwalk to see if they can peek around, but there is a man waiting for him. It's Pyth with the AWP. There's the flash and the fallback. Pyth playing it safe. He knows what's up. And now, this is terrible for NaVi. If they decide to commit to this A site, 4 players are here for NiP. If NaVi figure it out that there's only a single player alive on this B site, NiP are going to be in the doghouse.
Yeah, and that's the other side of the coin here, and they will be executing back towards the B-bomb side. My God, Forrest is going to have to go huge here. This is going to have to be our performance of a lifetime in this bomb site. He's got the AWP. They're all coming for him. He looks for the first shot. Doesn't do enough damage. No scopes. One goes for a second. He can't get that shot off. And now looking for the cross here. 8 seconds left. The bomb is going to be planted just in time. And now here's, I mean, they shouldn't go for this. You have one more shot and not getting into overtime. If they do this, then you kind of guarantee overtime. So it makes perfect sense for them to just give it on up. What a read coming out of NaVi. It's actually not that often that we get to see just how much the calls make a difference here. You see how they edge NiP, they sort of all gravitate towards that A-bomb side, and NaVi, some tiny piece of information gave it away, and that's all they needed to go back to B. So incredible calls coming out right now of NaVi, and actually it's the calls that really matter, because you can tell that NaVi, they're not out-fragging NiP right now. Good shot from Pit, and that's important. But I mean, Forest 24 kills, 22 on Get Right, 20 on Exist. These are the really hard fraggers right now in this game. So NaVi are actually calling their way back in this game. That's super impressive.
That's so even across the board, but they're so low on money on IP. And so it means that Forrest has to go for the UMP. He has to skimp. It's Pyce staying on the AWP. And this battle of the minds, you can see the stress on Threat at this point, trying to figure it out, trying to read Stark's mind. What is NaVi's next move? The battle of the in-game leaders. It's a true pleasure to watch. But NiP, in case NaVi tried to go for the aggressive long take, they go for a hard counter, putting 3 guys there very early on. But NaVi, again, falling back into their usual style, which is wait and see if we can't find a pick somewhere. Just sit back and let NiP be the ones to make the mistake. Let them overextend and come at us.
And nobody wants to be the person to make the first mistake here. You can tell they're all being very defensive. Guardian in the middle. And Pith going to be picking up that kill. Forest with the follow-up. A UMP of all weapons as well. 2-for-nothing trade here, favoring NiP, and they are fighting not to get into that overtime. They just want to close out this map. The comeback for them has already been amazing. Now, can they just follow it home with another 3 kills? That becomes the question. Edward's rotating back, and it's obvious to us now, looking at the minimap, that this is going to be a B push, but look at the setup on the other side. Get Right is here, Forest is here, the 2 hitting players right now on NiP. They're going to go for it. Forest picking up 1, but Get Right's down. UMP in the corner, 40 seconds left. The full rotation's happening. No one's staying behind for NiP. Forest going to be going down now. Exist up in the window. They got to make sure not to fight one at a time and make sure the whole team is here for the retake. Bit of a Molotov raining in behind the box, and they're out in the open right now. NaVi, where's that bomb plant coming from? Finally gonna happen, but seized. He doesn't have a lot of health to fight, and NiP coming in and wrapping in from the high ground or from the upper dark as well. Edward gonna look for a fight here. Pit with the AWP. Just a few seconds left now. Gonna go for the shot, and there it happens. Edward takes 1 down, seized in a 1-on-3, dodging through the smoke, but he gets found by Freiburg. And NiP picking up Dust2. The first map of the grand finals.
What an incredible display of stamina from NiP.